What if dipping a simple metal rod into a liquid could generate electricity all by itself? Why does a mysterious voltage arise the moment copper meets its own dissolved ions?
Two invisible opposing reactions rage at the surface, atoms escaping and ions returning. Metal atoms leave the rod as positive ions, abandoning their electrons on the surface. This is oxidation.
At the same instant, copper ions from the liquid snatch those electrons and become solid metal. Reduction.
Very quickly, the rates equalize. A redox equilibrium is born, an eternal, dynamic balance.
Different metals set up this equilibrium at wildly different positions. But why? For unreactive copper, equilibrium lies right. Copper 2+ ions are easy to reduce. For reactive vanadium, equilibrium lies left. Vanadium 2+ ions are much harder to reduce. But if we can't directly measure that single voltage, what scientific trick unlocks its secret?
Zoom into the atomic frontier where metal meets solution, the birthplace of an electric potential.
Zinc atoms eagerly leave the surface, dumping excess electrons onto the metal and building a negative charge. Those free zinc 2+ ions are now electrostatically pulled back, forming a positive layer right beside the metal. This separation of charge, negative metal, positive solution, forms an invisible electrical double layer, a tiny built-in battery. Touch it with a probe, and you create another double layer. You measure only a difference, never the absolute voltage alone. How do we solve this? By comparing everything to a single, universal reference, the standard hydrogen electrode. It uses hydrogen gas at 101 kilopascals, H+ ions at 1 mole per cubic decimeter, and a special platinum electrode. Platinum black lets hydrogen gas and H+ ions reach equilibrium instantly, while the platinum itself stays completely inert. This half reaction, 2H+ and 2 electrons in equilibrium with H2, is defined as 0 volts, our universal reference. By international agreement, this exact setup is assigned a standard electrode potential of 0 volts, the reference for all others. Connect any half cell to the standard hydrogen electrode and the voltmeter reveals its standard electrode potential, E standard. Copper's positive E standard plus 0.34 volts means reduction is favorable, exactly as we saw earlier. Standard conditions, pressure, concentration, temperature, ensure every measurement is a fair, universal comparison. Remember the golden rule. Electrode potentials are always quoted for reduction, with electrons on the left.
Look at the extremes. Silver at plus 0.80 volts, zinc at minus 0.76 volts. The more positive the potential, the easier the ion is to reduce, so the metal is unreactive and a poor reducing agent.
The more negative the potential, the harder the ion is to reduce, so the metal is reactive, a strong reducing agent. The electrode potential scale is a ranking of electron accepting power. Strongest oxidizers at the top, strongest reducers at the bottom. Connect a high and low potential, and electrons flow spontaneously. Electrode potentials predict the very direction of redox. So E standard values are a universal language, telling us at a glance who gives electrons and who takes them. The double layer's strength depends on deep atomic forces, the energy needed to pull atoms apart, and the energy released when ions hydrate. For reactive metals, low atomization barriers and deep hydration wells create a massive drive for oxidation, hence negative potentials.
For noble metals, a huge atomization barrier means oxidation is resisted, reduction is favored, positive potentials.
The exact E standard value emerges from a delicate balance of atomization, ionization, and hydration energies, the hidden physics. This isn't just theory. Electrode potentials power your batteries, prevent rust, and even plate your jewelry. Pick two half cells with a large E standard difference, and you've designed a battery. Simple, predictable, powerful. In practice, we use compact reference electrodes like silver-silver chloride, calibrated against the hydrogen standard for ease. For gases and ion mixtures, an inert platinum electrode provides a surface for the electron exchange without reacting itself. Zinc's more negative potential forces it to corrode instead of steel, galvanic protection designed by E standard values. From one metal in a beaker to the batteries reshaping our world, electrode potentials are the silent language of energy. So remember, equilibrium creates a double layer, we measure against hydrogen, and the potential reveals redox power. This is why potassium reacts violently but gold does not. The reactivity series is just a qualitative shadow of electrode potentials. What if we could engineer electrode potentials at the atomic level? What energy revolutions would that unlock?
Mastered the basics, the next step is the Nernst equation, where we predict potentials under any conditions.
If this sparked your curiosity, subscribe and click the videos now. The world of electrochemistry awaits. Thanks for watching.